NAACP.com, our ISLEnet website, and also heartlandjobs.com. When you submit an application online, it's very important that you be very detailed and accurate in your employment history. We've had situations where people had relevant experience 10 years ago and they didn't mention it on their employment application until the interview. And they could have been rejected, but luckily they brought it up in the interview and I was able to bring them in for a more structured interview. So the phone interview, during this process, we try to identify individuals that are able to work nights, weekends, and holidays, because when everybody else is working, when everyone else is playing, we're working. And it's not like one holiday or one weekend, once in a while. It's every night, every weekend, every holiday. All of our team members are kind of expected to have that availability. So also during the phone interview, we check to see if there's any criminal convictions that would bar them from getting a gaming license, and that they're at least 21 years of age, so they could get a gaming license. However, we do have positions available where if somebody wasn't able to get a gaming license, we have, I guess they're called non-gaming positions, so they could work in our food and beverage possibly, or ballet as like a cook or busser or something like that. And then after the structured panel interview, or structured phone interview, I'm a little nervous. We invite them in for a panel interview. And the panel interview process can be kind of daunting for candidates because it's a group interview where we invite all the applicants to meet with the entire management team in kind of like a big room like this. And the applicants are kind of peppered with questions about their work history, about what their strengths are and things like that. And then we do a role-playing session where the applicant is placed in the role of a team member, and the management team has pre-arranged issues that a guest might have, like it's too cold in the casino, or their ATM card got stuck in the ATM machine, things like that. And what we're trying to do is to see who would have kind of like a fun response to, not a fun response, but also how to make the guests feel happy and excited about being there, because we're an entertainment company. So after that, we do pre-employment, pre-employment, post-offer, drug screening, and background checks. And once that passes, then we do an orientation with the candidate, and then they're ready to go.
Licensing?
Gaming licensing. So there are some positions, if you have access to the gaming floor, you're required to get a gaming license, which involves, it's a 33-page application of your life, and we walk you through the whole process. Like every page, you have someone like me or my colleague Becky walking you through each page, how to fill out each page appropriately. So it sounds like it's scary, but it really isn't. And then once we get that all taken care of, we submit it to the gaming office, and then we schedule an appointment for you to meet with the gaming officer. And it's a 15 to 20-minute appointment generally with the gaming officer. The gaming officer kind of reviews your application and then does your fingerprinting for a more extensive background check. And we do your picture for your gaming badge.
And you're on your way.
Yep. Yeah. So I have business cards, and I also have cards that have our website on it. So if you guys could, if I share them with you, please share them out with the community, and hopefully we can get more people applying. I also have a listing of all of our job opportunities that I like to pass around.
So is that minimum wage or what?
It's a variety of, it kind of depends. Like if you're a food and beverage, you get tips if you're a server. So I think it starts out at $4.25 or something.
For non-tip positions,
Yeah.
and they range all the way from, the non-tip positions, we're down at that level, but we don't, every one of our positions, I could say, are above the prevailing minimum wage.
Yeah.
And plus they are tips. I'll give you an example. I don't think there's a place in Missouri paying the valet attendants $8 an hour. We are, plus tips. And they do well. Our average dealer, okay, and we run We've run 2 or 3 dealers classes this year. And when you see that out in the paper, or we'll call you, or I'll send Bill or whoever an email, we need dealers. Because what they do is they get promoted pretty quickly, or they move on to another casino in another part of the country where they want to live. Your average dealer makes between $38,000 and $46,000 a year. So.
Quick question.
Oh, yeah, sure.
The gaming license, is that like a federal thing? So
No,
where
that
they
is
can kind of,
administrated by the Missouri Gaming Commission.
okay. So, but is it tied to Missouri, or if like you went somewhere else, that gaming license work in say Nevada?
No, each
state has their own.
its own commission. I've been through, probably I've been in 5 jurisdictions, and I'm licensed in all 5. And it is a background of your life. It's 33 pages of your life.
Right.
But as long as you divulge, everything, no matter if you made a mistake somewhere along the road or whatnot, what the Missouri Gaming Commission is involved in, and we actually have state highway patrolmen on duty with us at all times. And there are 3 investigators that we deal with that come to see us every other week. What they do is they do the background investigation, and then they issue what's called a temporary license. That temporary license is good while, if something shows up on mules or the fingerprint system. The only thing that really is they are a stickler. It's not us, and sometimes I disagree with this. Is if you have a felony conviction or a guilty plea to a felony conviction, you're not going to get a level 2 license. But that doesn't mean you can't work at the aisle, because we do have those non-licensed positions as
Right.
well. Yes, sir.
Give me a general idea of the surveillance officer. I'm saying it because I'm at the university and we got a criminal justice department. And
We work very closely with the university.
are there things there that new graduates can get involved in?
Sure, absolutely. Our surveillance system is state-of-the-art, a digitized system that, I don't know if you've ever watched the series Las Vegas. They're in their own bunker. We call it the bunker because surveillance employees do not fraternize with the rest of the, they're in their own world, and rightfully so. But it's an interesting job, and criminal justice majors, absolutely. We have former correctional officers in there, former police officers, but again, you don't have to be associated with with law enforcement or anything like that. What you need is a good set of eyes and a lot of patience.
Yeah.
Is there a age limit shut off there for hiring?
No, not at all. What we just had, the woman was probably, 72?
75.
75 in our last orientation.
Oh, you mean I can come down there?
Yeah, absolutely. And you'll see her, she's gonna be one of the first persons you see, she's working in our fan club. She's great.
So I have a whole box of these ISLecasino.com. Does anybody work a lot with the public that could help me hand them out and stuff? Do you want to?
Just leave them, a whole bunch of them.
Okay. There you go.